Brighton?
Yeah, it's sad for me to stay here and after the game to talk, finding words for that really happened. As so much experience that we having bringing in this game, I think first half we knew exactly how they're going to operate. We started with 3 in the middle, then we went back to the 10. And the moment when we back to the 10, we had Pirates. We had 3 fantastic counters. 1 we scored, 2 we should have scored. There was a 1 you just need to lay over. It is 2-0, game over. Then we're going to block the game. It's finished. They can run onto the wall and the ball will bounce back. What happened then in City, about us at home. So there was another one that we had over the left side. The ball needed to go backwards. Prince came in a little bit late. He should be a little bit more earlier and had only 1 player to beat. Is that pace what he had? Would have been goal chance, but I don't know if that would have been goal, but would have been goal chance. But I think the layover from Caden to Prince should have been. Right in the end, another layover. So that was 2-2. Darwin is on the second post waiting. So that's what is happening a couple of weeks with us at the moment. So we're finding those entries. We have in the games generally, I think today the entries was not that much. Obviously you're playing against a very quality side. They will push you backwards. But it's not that the ball position. What's wrong with the good defending and finding the right counters, which is for us at the moment the right perspective. And I think we had that. So you could see there was a lot of misjudgments by Pirates, and then the misjudgment meant us. We could see how long the game stays on our side. So more they will open, so more goal chances we will create from the counter-attack. We couldn't play these white balls, what we wanted actually. And then I could see that youngster get cramps. Hashim, that was the big problem. Hashim, actually our best player on the field, had 2 really heavy tackles. Which I must say that also football is about protecting certain players on the field. You have very good players on the field, and obviously there are targets in the games. And I wouldn't give the man of the match today to the players. Definitely not. So I would be saying that way. I was a bit disappointed, I must say that. There were, on our side here, on my side, Caden had 3 or 4 situations because his pace is obviously lightning, and obviously through the space he was kicked to pieces and in front of these guys. I mean, sometimes I really must ask. I would definitely today not give any player get the man of the match, for my opinion. All right. More, it's sad. It's difficult for me to stand and finding solutions. Obviously, Pirates is a very, very quality team with high demand and high possibilities. And if you get your chances, half a chance, you need to make it. So put them under pressure. But I think from the tactical viewpoint, the boys did 70 minutes tremendous well, for my opinion. That organization was good. Obviously, there was a lot of shots, but in the end, really goal chances was not there. I think we had it more.
Thank you, Coach. We're now open for questions from the floor. As per normal, by show of hands, can we get the first 3 questions? Starting with Bravo, noted. Any takers on the 3rd question? Turner.
Good evening, Coach. Unlike the result, Coach, you gave a very lengthy analysis, but just for clarity's sake, can you just, in your own words, who's the man of the match if it's not the players? And secondly, over the last 8 games, you've won 1, drawn 1, and lost 6. What's the difference between when you play up against Pirates and Chiefs? Why do you raise to the occasions? Why not in the last couple of days? What's the difference thereof? Thank you.
I think the answer is very clearly with me when I say that today the players, there's no man of the match of the players. More I don't need to say for it. I think you understand that. Secondly, no, we won. Go back to it's always easy to say. When did I come in? Obviously, when did I come in? There was something wrong. So that's the first one. Second one, the year 2004, the calendar year of 2000. Maybe you guys have forgotten that. The calendar year of 2004, the whole year, only 7 games won by City. So I think when I came in, we won 3 games in the January months and draw 1. So I think we have already nearly 50% of that, what is in calendar year. So the point for us is that I don't need to defend myself, I'll leave it to you guys. But in the end, it came one of the next away games without training sessions. So we had unbelievable away games. And looking to the history of Cape Town teams is always a big problem going on the road. Altitude and noise. It's not an excuse. Look to these games that we played last couple of weeks. How many goal chances was created? How many possibilities we had? But in the end, it's happened like that. So the pressure mounts. Also, the boys get impatient with themselves, and then also try to open and try to get the goal. And in the end, they get counters, and that's exactly what happened today as well. So these are the elements that what happened, and we need to work on it. But I think the team looks from the shape, from the organization patterns very good. There will be somehow those chances. I mean, last week against Chippa United, I've never seen for a long time a game like that. We had 37 entries into the last third, and should be 8 or 9 100% goal chances, like the last one now. So just need to on the byline you cannot shoot to the goal. You need to bring the ball back. It's so these elements happen with us now week in, week out.
Good afternoon, Coach. Thank you for Backpage Media. Obviously a tough loss, but a good performance from your guys. What sort of confidence can they take after a good performance like this on the road, going into Amazulu next week or so on the road against Journo?
Yeah, thanks for the question. Look, in football is one thing very simple. If you can defend the organization of defensive patterns, it's easier as playing offensive football. With a lot of offensive football needs vision, needs creativity, needs entries, needs quality in the last decisions. What you need to do. So we lacking a little bit this when we get into those areas, like exactly that what happened in the dying minutes. Any other team probably we would have scored 2-2. That happened with us now. I don't know how long, couple of weeks, and even the first game against Pirates. Right in the end, we had another 2 or 3 goal chances to score on that time. So the way forward, obviously, when we have against Pirates, is for us easier to defend, because in the end, you're playing against a top-class team. This team is an African, one of the top teams in Africa. So, and in the home backyard. So defensive pattern is actually for us better to organize and play off counter, as now we making an equal teams, we try to make the game. Against Chippa we had 60% of the game, if I'm not mistaken. It was something very nearby on 60. So we created one after next. So this is a young team that has also not the patience to be longer maybe on the ball. That's what you see with Pirates. They can change the rhythm. And so we didn't have that. Obviously we need to work on those elements, but I think they've performed very good. But in the end, it's not about performing, it's about putting the ball in the net, getting the results.
Coach, I'm looking at your tenure since you came back. How much of a change in terms of the football syllabus are you trying to catch up with? I know you've always been a scholar of the game, but are you still in line and tune with the game? Or
me?
Yes, it's not a joke, Coach. I'm just being real. Is it one of those things where you just say maybe the game has changed for the likes of the old school coaches, the younger coaches have taken over?
Now you're getting biased a bit. Did you check what I did? I was on the head of the Turkish national team. What means that? Sorry. I wasn't the head of the Turkish national team. So, do you think that I'm not on the same line of the international football? What are you trying to say now? You try to understand that now. I'm not been that direct on the field, but I'm very much involved in 2 Europa Championships, World Cup qualifiers, and we will be busy with the best players in the world. So that means I'm out of the game. So that question I think is a bit biased. No, I don't answer it.
We'll take the final 3 questions.
Unbelievable.
Have you had it?
Which coach came from here, from overseas, comes from the national team? There's some stripes on it here. Go leave it back. There are 7 trophies on my cabinet. 7 trophies. So I can lecture a little bit that I did that with my Turkish national team, so I was not out of the game. I think that was a little bit disrespectful what you're saying. Sorry. Yeah.
Mr. Gunn.
But it's always the same style, same guy.
Good afternoon, Coach. My name is Nick Taylor. I'm from Echo in 2 lines, Coach. You know, the way you speak like in low dulcet tones. In low dulcet tones. Sound like a very disappointed
I am.
coach. Yeah.
I mean, it's sad. It's sad.
Feeling of high intensity. In 2 lines. What
I'm
do you
sad.
tell the players? Now that you've lost a couple of games, how are you going to motivate them to get back to winning?
The motivation is actually there. Actually, the boys are not. They're very, very. Actually, this is a thin line between success and failure. So we don't have this possibility from what Pirates has. So we have a lot of youngsters, young players that needs to be molded. And obviously, these games gives us that to learn from. I mean, you rub shoulders against the best. So I think we were pretty much in the game today. So there's not much motivation needed. We need to rectify those elements where we're making those mistakes. Where do we make those mistakes? Under pressure? Is that tactically? Is that individually? Is that zonal? So they are all elements that we need to discuss. Obviously, football is evolving, and you see that Pirates has become to. When I left the country, now where Pirates sits in the Champions League, and the way how this team is playing looks pretty very high level. But they still have elements that we, with our resources, could have won the game today if we a little bit more, I wouldn't say lucky, I would say a little bit more concentrating on those elements. So there's no motivation needed, I think. I think more it's about those mistakes, that how we can rectify. So in the end is obviously you need to put the ball into the net and stop them coming to put the ball in the net. That's a simple thing.
Final question.
Coach, I'm not sure if this was part of your plan, but you scored first, and after scoring first, the Journo Pirates supporters, they've been quiet now. You know, there's a lot of nerves now from the players. When it's 1-1, the Journo Pirates supporters will start singing. There's confidence, there's arrogance from the Pirates players. What would you say about this stadium that's so difficult for away teams, you know, to get a result here? Because you've been here as well in the past. What is it about around your stadium that makes it so different and difficult for teams to get results here?
I think the team, how the team performs and plays. I think there's a lot of variation in their abilities, and then even the bench when they come on, they can put let me say the bar a little bit more higher. The pressure mounts, then obviously then the team gonna sit even more back. So that was I was saying to my coach. I think that now at the moment we need to be very careful. We need to push them to the side, not through the middle. So the point was for me then obviously when Hash came out, Hashim. That moment was for me the key factor, because so long that Hashim was in the game, first balls generally built up from us was over him. He was always in the half stage, receive it, he makes those runs, and it was very much we could open those angles. We didn't have that anymore. So this was the very crucial time for us when Hashim came out. So I think that has also to do with that. But Orlando Stadium, yes, obviously this is it's a great stadium, and the team is good. If the team not good, we can have the most wonderful stadium in the world. The team is good. So you must say that. You must say that. The coaches have done a great job here, and they have also find this consens with which player suits, because football is not only system and tactic. Football is also relations. So what kind of relations are on the field with a certain type of players? So we say for two or whatever your system, this is not important anymore in the world football today. And by the way, I'm in the FIFA technical squad still. I'm still also involved in that. So I'm very, very catch up with the international football, in which level we are in. So don't worry. And I can write you a book about it. But in the end, we need to win. So that's the whole thing. Can talk and talk, but in the end, I think here they find the fine tuning, which makes the team. I think next season, pretty much if the team stays like here and there, good players in, I think this team gonna win the league, can win the league. So obviously, just be careful what I'm saying. they will definitely challenge. They're challenging in any parts anyway. So.
And that coach, on that note, we've reached the conclusion of our press conference with our waiting coach. We'll be back shortly with the conclusion coach. Thank you.
Coach.